Rudi, you're sitting in the middle. You kick off. You're the curator. What's it all about? What's happening?
Yeah, so I'm Rudi. I'm the curator at Jumbi, which is a venue in Peckham, in Copeland Park. And we are, as I'm sure you'll be able to hear in a second, literally in the middle of the build for a 6-week summer program that we're launching called SubSkate, which is essentially, it's kind of like us embodied in 6 weeks, a community party, hangout, but with like a little bit of fun tied in as well with the kind of roller rink element. We've got like a series of parties every weekend with the likes of, we got Pussy Palace, Suzio, working with Giles Smith. We got Damn Shack. Lots of people who are, both local to the area, but also big kind of promoters in the scene who are going to come and deliver hopefully the best summer series that Peckham's in. Yeah. So these are the two co-founders. My boss, Sis.
colleague.
I'll let you do your colleague. I'll let you do your own introductions. But.
Yeah, I'm Nathanael. I'm the co-founder and director at Jumbi.
And I'm Bradley, and also the director and co-founder. And we met through music. Music brought us together about 12, 13 years ago. Yeah. We both started doing parties in Peckham in the now defunct Canavans Peckham Pool Hall. And then later down the line, I released Nathanael's band's album on my label. And that led to a closer friendship. And then we just started plotting and ended up opening Jumbi. And this year marks the 3-year anniversary, which is going to be part of the 6-week takeover in the next door warehouse. And that's smack bang in the middle of that period to celebrate the 3 years.
What can people expect
for the birthday?
Just across the 6 weeks. I know everybody's probably got their favorites that they want to highlight. So I'll start with you.
Well, I mean, it depends which kind of angle you're coming from. For the skate community, they're going to be excited about the rink. It's going to be, dare I say, the biggest indoor rink in South London.
Well, one of the only indoor rinks.
Maybe the only.
The only in South London. I think also to add quickly on Bradley's point, is like there's all of the skating communities, all of the communities in general that we're speaking to. Obviously, there's been Roller Nation moved to Tottenham. The space in Vauxhall closed down a couple of years ago. And the people are obviously still there, still skating. And whether it's going up to Stratford or going to, Tottenham, like I said, it's kind of creating space. I mean, we're not promising to, we're not going to be here for forever. We're just a 6-week, essentially a pop-up. But we want to create that space where people can come and hang out and have that South London skate scene again and just kind of cater to those things. And it's kind of, we hope it's going to be a bit more of a multifaceted thing with the parties and the skating by day and that we got some performances with artists, local artists and stuff as well. So there'll be lots of different elements and angles.
I think one of the things that we're trying to do, we thought that building a skating rink and then closing it during what will be the summer holidays and putting a lock on the door in the days would be a criminal activity. So we're going to open it up to free skating for the 16-year-olds. Which will be during the summer holidays. We just think it's important to have a space where people can come and hang out. Skating has always been something that is free for anyone to do, as long as you can afford a pair of skates. But it's been, an expression of like this joy and rebellion for a lot of communities, especially Black communities, especially in America. We want to bring a bit of that energy to Peckham.
I saw that the date of July 26th is the actual 3rd anniversary birthday bash, right? But just before that, there was an event called No Blacks, No Irish that caught my attention. What can I expect if I turn up to that not knowing what to expect?
Well, that's actually the name of Hack Baker's. Hack Baker is a singer. He obviously released this incredible album called Windrush, which was essentially like a homage to his grandmother, but also a homage to Windrush generation, which is his grandmother was a part of. Windrush Baby, it was called, sorry, not Windrush. And basically, No Blacks, No Irish is a project with him and Ginger Bill. And they're going to come in on a Sunday, a day hangout, so from 2 till 10 p.m. The money is going to go to Lewisham Music, which is an organization, or a percent of the proceeds will go to Lewisham Music, which is an organization that helps basically young people who are maybe struggling with education or have struggled with education in the past, and get them engaged in, playing instruments, starting bands, going out to venues, all that kind of stuff. But we've actually worked with Hack a couple of times before, and it's just more of a continuation of some of the work that he does on a regular basis, we do on a regular basis. And I think, to be honest, actually, that's one of the events that I'm most looking forward to, because it's sort of like it's kind of like the perfect encapsulation of what we do. We have people like Dubplate Pearl, who's been playing 7 inches since she was 16, and she's now in her 60s. We've got, Last Alliance, who are regular. Are they from Dominica?
One of them is.
One of them is from Dominica, and they are like our regular residents. Bradley's from Dominica. Green Sleeves. There's a whole connection. So it's a big, like, multifaceted celebration, as well as having food and all that kind of stuff. But obviously, the name itself is maybe perhaps antagonistic, but so is skating. So is existing in this space that we exist now, and it's important to use that and show like a positive side. Everything we're doing is a celebration ultimately, and if we can do good by raising some money on the side, then that's obviously amazing as well.
What about the dogs?
Rinse FM, Represent Radio. Talk about the decision to kind of work with us.
Yeah, so I mean, Represent obviously is a no-brainer. Their office is 100 meters away from our venue. We, like Kyle, who runs the station, is like a venue friend of ours. He's played here a few times before. He also, and this kind of maybe shows the family element of it, he also manages Damn Shack, who's doing a party with us. And we sort of just, the way we're programming our Sundays is, not everyone wants to stay out late. Not everyone wants to have the sort of, I don't know, maybe more hedonistic side of listening to music or whatever. So the Sundays are a lot more like, radio just represents so many different communities. And so having Represent, having Do You as well coming in, and obviously Rinse is a bit more party, but having Represent especially is like super local. It's an amazing way for us just to like connect and, work with our neighbors, essentially, like our literal neighbors.
And not many people know, but because I'm more known for DJing on NTS radio, which I've been doing for about 13 years, but I actually started on Represent.
I didn't know that.
2009, my first ever radio show.
Really?
Yeah.
It was like a full circle moment for you then, I guess.
It's a nice full circle moment, yeah.
Talk about the link up with Slawn. That's a major acquisition and a huge draw.
It is. So Slawn is coming down on Thursday. He's going to be painting the rink, and so we're going to have a sort of viewing platform, and it's I think it's going to be a beautiful piece. We don't know what it's going to look like, because I think that's the nature of Slawn showing up. And we're going to be doing this alongside Peak, who are a drink which Slawn is involved in. And he's going to paint a few bars and that platform, but I won't pretend to tell you what it's going to look like. But it's a beautiful thing to have someone like him down and just creating something, from a caliber of artist that he is.
It's a nice like showing of trust, I think, for like to know that those him as an artist, trusts us. I know he's very coy with who he works with or.
It's a huge endorsement. I wouldn't downplay it at all. And my last question, because I want people to kind of really focus in on some of the things that are happening, and please let them know where they can find out more information, guys. This is taking place at the heart of Copeland Park for 6 weeks, right? Speak to just kind of working in this environment and bringing this type of event to market as independents, right? Because you are independent.
We are completely independent. We have no fucking no funding, or backing. No funding or backing. So
and no rich parents paying for it.
Yeah. So I think to be able to pull something like this off, it takes a lot of favors and willingness for our staff, our community, to work together, to work late nights. To be able to offer, kids who are under 16 free skating. That comes with working with communities like Skater Minds, and it comes from us. We don't have any backing from the council, no grants, no big brand sponsors coming on board. So, we have always run Jumbi with with no backing and no sponsors, contrary to popular belief sometimes. So yeah, you know, I think that without, you know, in lieu of funding from, you know, brands and councils, I think, you know, businesses and individuals have responsibilities to create something for communities, and I hope that's what we're doing here to some degree.
And who knows what it could lead to? You know, it is a pop-up. It's a temporary thing. The rent in the warehouse is not cheap. It's the size of a football pitch. So we're for a medium term period. There's a big gap with a lot of funding that was going towards youth clubs and you know, activities for kids to do after school and certainly in school holidays. And you know, this goes some way towards providing a solution, and who knows what it could become in the future.
Well, good luck with everything. I know that you're, like I said, in the middle of the build. I really appreciate you taking the time out just a couple of days before the big launch happens. I noticed this before we go, and hold that point. I know you want to make a point before we go, but I noticed that you said that the under 16s are free up until a certain time, right? Across. So what are we doing? Are we kicking them out so that the adults can come in and have a drink? What's happening?
Unfortunately, so 6 p.m. kids go home. Adults play.
It will be less cutthroat than that. We've worked with an outreach Southwark Council, who are essentially, I mean, this won't be everyone, but the majority of under 16s will come in school groups. So they'll obviously have like an allocated 2 hours, and then they'll go off to their other activities or home or whatever. But it's that obviously allows us, so we don't have to like shift off all the under 16s and then continue the like party and stuff. But also, you know, it's summer holidays, so a lot of the time there's not going to be a real drastic change from what the space is, and from the Tuesday to the Thursday. Sorry, so yeah, it's like relationships like those that have really kind of helped. And you mentioned Skate of Mine before, but like, yeah, it's one of those ones, without meaning it to sound like an Oscars acceptance speech, that like you're thankful for the people that you work with and who've helped you to like pull this project together. But yeah, those kind of relationships are crucial. And what you were going to say, Sam?
I was going to finish on our opening weekend. You know, we are going to open on Friday, tomorrow. There's going to be a secret special voice indoors free RSVP before 8 p.m. on Friday, and that is going to be proceeds are going to be raising money for medical aid for Palestine, for Palestinians, and for Arts Emergency, those two charities, and that's going to be with Just Jam, who is celebrating their 25th birthday, and Resident Advisor. And then Saturday, we're going to have Recess, who are probably one of the biggest promoters in the UK, in the land, which is great to see from a community like Recess.
But also a full circle moment, because Notting Hill Carnival last year, we run a bar in Powis Square, and they were running the music, and we were kind of like working together, but not in like an official. Well, it was an official capacity, but not in like a, you know, not in an actual proper collaborative relationship. So this is now like finally got the time, finally got the energy and the space to like do something together, which is another one I think I'm looking forward to.
We'll talk. Yeah, it's a pleasure. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.